Hello. I'm just going to make sure everything's working before we get going. On the new camera stand again, so I'm just wanting to load on the laptop. Okay, looks like we're on. Good. And let's make sure you can hear me. Right. Okay. Just making sure I can see comments and things. Okay, looks good. Right, hello. Alright, I'm just going to put some gloves on. So I have to use my sexy marigolds because I cannot wear those sort of latexy gloves. They make my hands poorly. So you get to see my most wonderful, attractive gloves again. Hello, Shirley. Can you hear me okay, Shirley? Just to check. So I've got a couple of different surfaces I'm going to be looking at today. So this one here we've got is the alcohol ink cardstock. So it's a gloss cardstock. These are online now. As well as Yupo. I have already demoed some Yupo, so I thought I would show these today. I'm also going to be looking at the alcohol ink hardcore art panel. So these come in a 3-pack, and as they suggest, they are hard, so you could potentially drill a hole and hang these. You could put something on the back to stick them up. Oh, thank you, Shirley. Hello, Leona. So yes, and different surfaces, so that's what I'm just going to be having a quick play with. Then we're going to move on to a slightly longer demo using some Fabrique Decru paints that we've had in. So I've got the cardstock here. If you can catch it, it is very shiny. I should just put the main light on actually. Excuse me a moment. Hello, Magdalene. Just realised I haven't put the big light on. Not the little mate, much different. It's a bit of a dark house, I'm afraid. Okay, here we go. Hello, Tina. So I'm not going to do anything to that. So I've chosen some alcohol ink colours. I'm going to do 2 different colour combos on these just so you can see. I've got my media ink dilutant. Hello, Clive. This will help dilute the colours as it says, so make them more translucent, like a lighter colour, and help them to flow over my piece. I've got a metallic. I've chosen gold for this one, which I will use at the end, and then I've chosen 4 colours. So here I've got lemon and orange, and I have got hawthorn and peony. Why do my comments just go weird? Okay, so I've used a pokey tool now. I have a pokey tool. Okay, just a cheap one I got from eBay to open them all, because you need to pierce them before they will work. And I'm literally just going to throw down some colours. So I'll start by adding some of the dilutant. You don't have to use the dilutant, it's totally up to you. Okay, so I'm going to put some of that down. I'm going to save the gold till the end, and I'm going to open all of these ready. Make sure you're in a well ventilated area. They are alcohol inks, so they do have a bit of a smell. As far as I'm aware, all alcohol inks will, just because of the nature of them. So I'm going to start with lemon. Put some of that down. I'm gonna now go, into orange. I'm a little bit clumsy with gloves on. And and a bit of hawthorn. So this is just the technique of squeezing them on. I'm going to use a the tool in a moment to do the other one, and then peony. Okay, and you can see how the diluter allows them to blend together rather than stay in blotches. Okay, we can add, oh, I'm very clumsy with gloves on. Add some more lemon. Yeah, they're my crime scene gloves. It could be, couldn't they, with all these colours all over them. They're quite jazzy crime scene though. They're a bit shimmery. Maybe the crime scene of a mermaid. Yes, this is what they look like. So I put quite a lot on here, so they're going to kind of blend to one colour really. I could get my tool now actually and move that around. So this is the alcohol ink mini applicator tool with felt. So felt's really good for alcohol ink. So I can move this around, and I'll apply it with the felt in a moment so you can see that work better. I'm going to just put some more yellow back over the top so you can see that better. There we go, some nice little blooms happening there. I don't want any more of the dark colours. Now I'm going to add a bit of the metallic. You can dry first and then add the metallic. With the metallics there's a ball inside. Just all this will stick to the bottom, so you need to give it a good shake. Obviously make sure you've got the lid on. Okay, that looks pretty good. And I'm going to add some of that. Oh, let me just get my pokey tool. Got a bit blocked from last time where I didn't open them properly. There we go, that's better. I'll come out now. I clogged it up because I was trying to be stupid with a needle that wasn't big enough. Have I blocked it? I may have blocked it with my needle. Hello, Pam. Give me a moment. This is why you need to use a pokey tool. See, I've wedged it with a thin needle. Right. I'll get it to come out. Shall I go to the copper instead? I want you to see the metallic. It's a user error. I'm going to switch to the copper just so I can show you how metallic it looks. That's me not using them correctly. No, I'm not going to switch to copper, so I'm going to use bronze. So I'll do the same. This one's better, see. I open this one properly. You do need to tap it every so often, you'll get the little ball in there. Oops, I squeezed that a bit too much. So you can see that nice rings the metallic creates. Pretty cool. So that's just throwing it straight down, and it's very vibrant on the gloss cardstock. I really like how it looks on there. So let me take my gloves off just to put the lids back on. Hello, Pam and Kathy. I'm a bit clumsy with the gloves. And we'll get those colours out the way, and we'll try the hardcore panel to see how that looks. I'll have to sort out my gold later. I've got something wedged in it where I was poking about at it. Let's get rid of these ones for now. Keep my diluter out. And I'll leave that out. So if I just lift that up, it's not dried yet, so you won't be able to get quite the full effect, but hopefully you can see the shimmer of that metallic and how vibrant they are, and you can see the kind of cells really well on that gloss. So we'll leave that to dry, and we might try some stamping at the very end. Okay, and I'll bring in the panel. I need to change the felt now because I'm going to switch to different colours, and I am going to apply this time with the felt so you can see a different way. So if you want a bit more control over where it goes, I'll put my gloves back on. Hi Anya. Right, so this time I'm going to be using, I feel like, do you remember that game on the Crystal Maze where they had the little laboratory that to pick up the metal balls? That's how I feel with these gloves on. I think I need to come up with a better solution because I can't really hold anything. Right, Morning Glory, Coral Blue, so I'm going to greeny, darker colours this time, Violet, and Turquoise Green, and again my dilutant and the copper. Right, so this time I'm going to take my felt and I'm going to apply it straight on here. So I'll open all these up again. I have already pierced them. And you can put the dilutant on here too. So we'll open that up. Ready? I won't do the copper until the end again. So we're just going to put a little bit of each on here. So that was Morning Glory. This is Coral Blue. You only need a little bit. I was very heavy-handed, to be honest, on the first one. Turquoise Green. And a little bit of violet. And we can put on a little bit of the dilutant as well. Okay, oops, see, clumsy with these gloves. Might make sure I'm in shot. And let's just go for doing it in kind of stripes. So you can see, oh, stuck my finger in it. Totally different look that you get by using the felt than just throwing it on. So more control. You can also pounce on, which gets a bit more texture with that. Okay, so a very different look. So lots of fun to be had. You know, it'll never look the same each time. Let's put a bit of the copper on, but we'll do it random. And that should react. With that little bit of dilutant, we've been a lot lighter handed with that, so it's going to look very different this time. And you need to get it to react a bit, it's better to do it while it's wet. Okay, so a very different look. Okay, and of course you can get, I've just got a cheap one, you can get Tim Holtz or whatever, but I've just got a cheap one to help dry but also to blow it around. So if I put a bit more copper on, I can show you with that. Oops, not that much copper. Well, actually that's good. So you can use this to move it around but also to dry it. It does dry fairly quick, so you don't need anything too much. And something that people are worried about, they're only flammable when they're wet, so they're alcohol based, but once they're dry, they're not flammable anymore, okay? So no need to be scared of them, okay? So very quick demo. Let's see if we can get this one dry, and then we can just do a little bit of stamping. Let's put my lids on first. So obviously alcohol ink, alcohol based. We don't want to use an alcohol based ink for stamping. So you would want a permanent ink. I'm going to use VersaFine. Right. Stick that away. I don't need these gloves on anymore, so let's take them off. Right, let me just make sure this is dry. I was very heavy-handed. It should be dry by now, but I'll just make sure. And you should catch that copper better now. Can you see like the pools? Nice. So, okay, yep. So I'll get my ink. Hello, Joanne. Oh yeah, makes like petals. I also put in stamps into the wet. Not stamps, sorry, a stencil onto the wet, and that's really cool to get like a kind of negative pour of the stencil. Let's go with this one. This is AB Studio Stamp 70. I like pattern, nice background type one. Oops. No, I've never pulled that. I've been using that all that time with that on the back. Has it ever stuck to anything? Could do with a much bigger stamp block, to be honest. I've been very lazy with stamping. I've never bought a big one. Hello, Luca. Hello, Stephanie. Right, so let me ink this up. Let's see what we can get. Ooh, nice. So there's that, and we'll try another stamp. Let's have a look. What have I got here? Let me use this one. So this is All and Create 292. You can get all these items I'm showing you. You can get in the store. So you can search at the top, or by brand, or by all products, and sort by newest if you want to see the latest. I won't bother with my stamp block for this one. I usually just use leave it on the plastic, so I don't mind to not have a perfect stamp. In fact, I quite like it when it doesn't. Okay, let's just, so I'll try and do, oops, I moved it a bit. Oh, that came out really nice. There we go. Lovely. Let's have a bit of those ink splodges. That looks really good. That glossy look. Hello, Julie. Hello, Kathy. That looks really yummy. I like that. So it's a slightly slippery surface, so you need to be careful, a bit more careful perhaps than normal, not to move it. Shall we do something on this one? I've got a moon here, actually, could look quite good. Let me put that one away before I lose them. I'm really bad at putting stamps away, so let me do it. I'm going to, when I've done this, I'm going to stop a video and start a new one just to do the other demo, just so I can chop these into 2 demos. So I'm going to do a bigger demo in a minute with my Fabrique Decoru paint, so stick around if you want to see that one. So I don't know if I've ever used this moon. Doesn't look like I have, actually. So because I've never used it before, let me just stamp it off somewhere first, just to prime my stamp a little bit. Get a scrap or something. Otherwise it probably won't. Oh, it certainly won't stamp well if you do that. Yeah, okay. Now let's ink it again, just to prime my stamp a little bit, so it'll catch those details more. They're a little bit shallower, the AB Studio stamps, so you need to not be too heavy-handed when you ink them. Hello, Margaret. Right, so let's give this a go. Not the best stamper in the world, I will admit. Not too bad. So there you go. For a new stamp as well, it wasn't too bad. If you've got one of the stamping platforms, I would probably go back and do that again. With alcohol inks, you do need to do that sometimes when stamping. It might take a couple of stamps to get it perfect, just because you're stamping on top of alcohol ink. This one worked really well though, to be fair. So there we go, that's just a little alcohol ink demo. Some ideas. I think it's something you really need to experiment with. Find. Good morning, Kathy. It's afternoon here, so are you America by any chance? Yeah, I think it's something you've got to experiment with a lot. Maybe watch some videos, get some ideas, and really have a play and see what you like. So I'm going to stop now, and I'll be back literally straight away with our longer demo on some Fabrique de Courroux. I'll show you quickly what I'm going to be using, so you can decide if you want to stick around or not. So I'm going to be using some of the rustic paints, which are the very gritty ones for creating a rust or patina or kind of very textured look, and some magic paints, which are water-based metallic paints, like a watercolour, sorry I should say. I'm going to be using a whole bunch of chipboards and MDFs from Hobbylicious and AB Studio. There we go. Okay, so all these sorts of things. Hi Anita, hi Martha. So I'm going to end the video now, and join me again literally in about 1 minute. See you in a minute. Thank you. Bye bye.